Voila! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Big 3 DFS Morning Show! Good morning, good morning. I am your trusty host, Al Walsh, coming at you from the great state of New Jersey. If you want to follow me on Twitter, this is the place to do it, right here. You got it, folks. I always think it's backwards, but it shows up that way for me. Anywho, that's where you get me on Twitter. Joined, as always, by the money man, Adam Wagner, coming in from Austin, Texas, and Nicky Rodriguez from the bottom of the map in Miami, Florida. How hot is it today in Miami? It's got to be like, what, like 232 degrees?
No, it's actually ugly down here. Rain. A lot of rain.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
I was out here yesterday in Jersey. Like it did feel like it was like 232 degrees. I actually had a nice little work meeting down by the beach yesterday, so got to go to this like dockside bar. The patio bar is what they call it. So that was pretty.
They got like good drinks?
Oh hell yeah, man! You get like mojitos. You can get like frozen margaritas. Yeah, it's a pretty good place to bring a date. But I mean, if you're having a business meeting,
I was gonna say, is it a hole in the wall or is it
Oh no, this is a pretty nice joint here. I mean, you don't got to wear a tuxedo or anything like that.
Beer and all that jazz.
Yeah, very nice things going on down here. Look, there's a lot of places like that here in Jersey. I mean, hell, we are on the Atlantic Ocean, so they better do some nice stuff around here.
I miss the East Coast, man. I really need to get back there, man. But Austin's good though. You know, Austin living is great.
I told you,
hot down here though, man. It is a little hot down here.
I'm in the market for Austin living, so you know.
Well, I got some people in real estate down here, my friend. So
Nick, you might be doing a show where me and Wags are in the same room.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be solid.
Indeed. All right, so last night, I think we all did pretty well. Actually, the last couple days, I think we've been getting back on track here in the MLB. I know I cashed out 2 of the last 3 nights. The money man Wags got himself back in the mix. We're struggling there.
4-game slide, man. It's few and far between when TWW goes 4 games in a row on a skid, man. That's awful. So to the fans out there, sorry if we lost a little bit of money, but in the overall, you're happy. I know you're happy because I'm happy. And when Mama's happy in there, Daddy's happy, and then TWW fan base is happy. So,
dude, listen, this isn't easy. I mean, if it were, everybody would be doing this crap. So,
Well, no, and that's the thing. Like, we talk about it all the time, man. What you're doing in DFS baseball is essentially just eliminating the outs. You know what I mean? So say like there's poker. You know how like in poker they always show the stats when the turn comes up. All right, well now he's got so many outs, right? Well, that's what you're doing here. But only you're actually using your skill and knowledge at whatever formula you create or algorithm that you create to produce your optimal lineups. You're coming up with your skill to basically try and make the best lineups out there possible, man. But you have to reduce the outs, and that's what we're trying to get at. Now, those crazy variables are always going to pop up, and you're going to get extra innings that happen. You're going to get the Red Sox going off for 15 runs. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that kind of stuff, which is the uncontrolled variable. So you got to have that fudge factor. You can't reduce all the outs, but you reduce what you can, and you play off of those factors.
Where the hell did that come from? Nick, did you have any Red Sox in your lineup last night?
No, I had none. I had a couple on my radar, but didn't plug them in, and I regret it.
Well, you had Matty Kemp last night, right?
No, I took him out last minute.
Oh,
I'm
that's
disappointed.
Oh, damn it. I forgot.
I made all these last-minute changes, and I regret it, honestly.
We didn't fade you off of that, though, did we?
What?
If we did, if we faded you off, man, let us know.
No. It was me.
Okay.
I'll PayPal you $10. My bad, man. But no, I mean, last night in my line, we had Jaime Garcia. I know we all had him going last night. That was pretty great. I was a little upset Matheny took the ball away from him there in the 9th inning. I wanted to see him get the complete game. But he gets the win.
Yeah, he went 8-1.
Yeah, finished up with 18.33. So hell, whatever. Yeah, we got the win. We got the job done. And then late night, Machado with the walk-off. and Bryce Harper also going yard. I mean, and then also AJ
Don't leave
10.
him out. Simply 10. Don't leave him out.
AJ 10.
Simply 10. Simply beautiful. AJ Adam Jones. Put it on. Put it on him, man. Put it on him.
You know, that was the one guy that I really liked from the get-go of the day. And then I know we were talking about, do we go Machado or Carpenter? They both go yard.
Yeah.
And then Bryce Harper. And then, I also had Nelson Cruz in my lineup. And, God, if he would have done anything, I mean, I probably would have booked some flights for all of us down to Cancun,
Hey.
The cheap ones on the crop duster planes. You guys ain't sitting first class on my dollar. All right. Let's get into this slate now. What we'll do, for our early tuners in right now, I know you're trying to build your lineups for this early slate. We got the Yankees at the Blue Jays, and we also have the Seattle Mariners at the Boston Red Sox. What I do want to do is I want to start off with this, and then maybe at the end we'll cap it off for all the people coming in late. We'll kind of do the same thing, but we'll also get into the night games as well. So I got the first matchup up there in our brothers to the north, our brethren to the north. We got the Yankees, Blue Jays there. Jays favored at -125. Masahiro Tanaka going up against Marco Estrada. Let's swing it to our resident AL East advisor, the Money Man. What are we liking here today?
Well, this is just nothing but sexy all over it, Al. I'm telling you, man. It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. All right.
Works 60% of the time.
Every time, yeah. Well, I mean, this is just nothing but nastiness coming at you today. You got Estrada, who's been great all season long, and Tanaka looks to make a heavy impact as well. He's had some bad luck against the Blue Jays here lately, especially in his career. The thing is that what makes it really enticing is that the Blue Jays were on an 11-game streak before they got stopped last night in the 8th somehow.
So heartbreaking. So heartbreaking.
So I mean, it creates good drama. Everybody wants to watch it. I want to watch it. Being an Orioles fan. I mean, right now, the AL East standings. You got Toronto a half a game back, and Baltimore is sitting back at 5. With that wild card, on the other hand, Angels are sitting pretty. Blue Jays +5, and then the Orioles are still 1.5 back. So it's got enticing things on both factors for the East, or for all of the East Coast babies that like to watch baseball.
Yeah. By the way, that second wild card is probably the best thing they've done for baseball in the last 10 years.
I wasn't all about it when it first came out, because change is different, but it's good once you adapt, once you learn how to adjust. But yeah, I mean, it takes out the what if factor for me now. You know what I mean? Like now we see, all right, you know what? Maybe teams didn't get lucky. Maybe these are the actual play-in teams. That's what.
Right.
It feels good, man. It's good baseball, that's for sure, and it creates one hell of an excitement. So.
Indeed. All right, so hitting-wise today in this game, who are the top names? Who are we looking at? Nick, who's on the top of your list?
I'm looking at the Yankee squad, and I really like Teixeira against Estrada. He's 2 for 7 with 2 home runs. I know he's been slumping a little lately, but I'm hoping he picks it up today and hits another one out.
Okay. Adam, what do you got?
Right on, man. Well, I mean, I like both squads in this game. Like I said, I think both teams got something to play for. I mean, this is really the make or break season of the MLB East, or the AL East. You got Estrada throwing pretty good, but McCann's got great numbers off of him. He's 6 for 15. That's 400 average, and that's OP with an OPS of 838. And we know you like OPS. We'd like to see that number at over 1, like a solid 1. But also, Encarnacion, man, he's at 500. He's 5 for 10 lifetime off Tanaka. Tanaka has his struggles with the Blue Jays lineup. He's got 1 home run off of him, and that OPS is sitting well over 1 point at 1.445. So you got to give it up for Encarnacion. He's got to be in your lineup as well. But I mean, there's another guy that we'll forecast here in a little bit. Right. But when we get to the Red Sox, that might want to be in your lineup as well. But those are my 2 big bats for the game with the.
All right. Interesting lineup note. Justin Smoke not in the starting lineup today, so if you had him in there, get him out. Now, for me, I love a couple of these Blue Jays. Tanaka's actually given up 6 homers in his last 4 starts. My starting pitcher today will be Estrada. A couple of numbers on him real quick. He's given up less than 3 hits and 2 earned allowed in 4 of his last 5 starts.
That game looks nice too.
Yeah, it concerns me a little bit that he's more of a fly ball pitcher there, when he's going to be in Toronto. But, he's been lights out wherever he's been pitching of late. Another good match. I mean, if you don't like that, McCann has pretty good numbers against Estrada, 6-15 in his career. Beltran had the big bop in last night's game. He's got 2 homers off Estrada in his career. Interesting, I was talking to Nick earlier in the show, or before the show, and I'm doing something pretty interesting with my lineup today. I don't think anyone's ever seen it before, but I want to get. I want to get some.
I'm always up for. I'm always looking. I'm like the Benji, or not Benji, man. Wow, I'm like the Joe. I just dropped a good Charlotte.
You sure did.
Oh man, showing the Maryland roots, man. Showing the
Maryland.
We actually lived in Waldorf for some amount of period of time, man.
I've been to Waldorf, great town.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with good Charlotte being from there.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what I'm doing today, all right? Starting at second base in my lineup is Rob Refsnyder. And now listen, I know what you're all thinking. This guy's in the minor leagues. Well, too bad, because you know what? I got to find some way to fit in Donaldson. I got to find some way to fit in Tulo. I got to find some way to fit in Nelson Cruz. I got to find a way to fit these guys in. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm going to sacrifice the second base position because I feel like outside of Robinson Cano, you're probably going to get minus points anyway. So.
That's pretty. I did not even think about that, man. I did not think about the sacrifice, of the one position to get a better max lineup, man. That's pretty solid way to go, man.
Well, I initially had,
How did you think of this?
I don't know, because last night I was trying to fit all these guys in, and when Cruz is facing a lefty, you have to have him in the lineup. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. And then, I'm just looking at the rest of the positions. Like, I don't want to go Bogarts against Felix. His numbers are horrendous. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, I just want to have these bats, and I really think that the Blue Jays are going to put it on Tanaka. You know who's at catcher today, Wags?
Oh, yeah.
Navarro Day.
Yep. But he doesn't have good numbers, though.
He doesn't, but I'm not too thrilled with.
But it's the gut feeling with Navarro. We've explained this. It is the gut feeling with Navarro.
When we play him together, he does great things.
Yeah, but that's true. I really like your pick with Estrada, man. You spit the numbers of McCann off, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The last time out, he went 6.1. He allowed 3 hits, gave up 3 walks. But he got the win. You know what I mean? He got you 6 points.
Listen, these bats.
I'm sorry, he got you 16 points.
Yeah,
he got you 6 Ks. But
yeah, these Toronto bats will get you the win more often than not. Hell, they were on an 11-game winning streak. They do slug for about 7-8 runs every game. So I'm down with taking that stretch. And if you go with Felix, you're gonna be canceling out some pretty great bats that you need in your lineup today. So.
And that's what it feels like, too. It feels like a slugfest, man, like a heavyweight, like one of those old heavyweight boxing matches that you see. It just, after Toronto coming up 11 games in a row, and then the Yankees kind of, staggering them a little bit, I'm really curious to see if Toronto's going to come back out swinging hard, man, throwing haymakers, throwing whatever they can do to knock the Yankees right back down. I really think it's going to go back and forth. That's what the makings of it are, or that's what the makings of it look like. It's going to be a fun show to watch. It's going to be hard not to watch the Orioles. But if I'm going to stray away, that's.
Well, hey, listen, you got this game during the afternoon. You got the Orioles at night. You get yourself a nice little day of baseball in there.
Oh no, it's not Orioles just at night. It's Orioles all day. How do you think we get our numbers out?
What do you do? Watch highlights from the 1980s?
Well, that's MLB TV, man. Well, oh, come on, you can't. That's the 83. The 83 team's the best team, but you know, you go through the MLB TV and you get break down all the, you know, every hit in the lineup. I like to look at what you and I have been talking about, who runs on people. You know, I like to go through and see who the, you know, which pitcher and catcher combo have tells, and who, like, you know, which teams have tendencies to run on these, you know, pitchers and catchers that are slow to get the ball to second base.
These bums. Hey, you know what's interesting? You know, since I'm down here in Central Jersey now, I had to switch up to Verizon Fios, so I ordered the sports package, right? So I have the NFL Network, and then I go to click on MLB Network last night, and I don't have it. And then I go to click on the NHL Network, I don't have it. And then I go to click on the NBA TV, I don't have it. So I'm like, what the hell did I get the sports package for?
Do you got to pay additional stuff for that?
I don't know, but you would figure that MLB Network, NBA TV, on the sports package, hello?
So wait, I'm not understanding what you're saying here. You bought a sports package.
I bought a sports package.
Did it list what the details, the contents with it?
It sure did. You know, obviously I have to make a phone call.
I know what we do. We call, we call them right up. Hey, this, by the way, this channel's not coming, and this channel's not coming.
Verizon.
I've been credited like $400 and some odd bucks just from, well, not complaining, constructional criticism.
Oh, I got some constructive criticism.
I got some guys that like to pull some pranks on me, man. This dude called me up one time acting like, because, you know, I tell my stories,
right,
you know, to my friends about how you know, I'm not satisfied with the product that I'm getting, with the service I'm getting for the product. So I had one of my buddies use a bogus phone number, made his voice sound all, like, legit. Calls me up. You know, of course I screen my calls. So he leaves the voice message. He's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you know, yada. Leaves a really endearing message. And then at the end of the way, he goes, and you can reach me at 55, or it wasn't a 555, it was a 512, because he gave a local Austin number.
Right.
And then he said, I don't give a shit.
Hello!
Like, what? And I didn't know who this was, so I actually called the company back up, and I was like, yeah, one of your employees just, you know, left me this one message. I'm glad I got it recorded. You know, and then I felt like the idiot when I found out that, you know, old Mr. Tobin here, sorry for the name drop, man.
That's okay, he doesn't watch.
Well, I think he actually might watch. I'm not sure. Okay. That'd be great if he does. It'd be great if everybody does.
That's very true.
Yeah, he calls back. He goes, "So did you get that message?" And I'm like, "Man, what are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, I left you a message about I felt like Michael Scott. You know what I mean? That Michael Scott moment, that dumbfounded moment where Packard always used to mess with Michael Scott. Oh, Packard. You know everything. It's all right then. I guess I should have called my cable provider.
All right, well, enough about our discrepancies with cable companies. There is another afternoon game going on. Seattle Mariners, a -133 favorite at the Boston Red Sox today. Wade Miley is on the mound for them. King Felix on the mound for Seattle Mariners. Now, one of the reasons I'm not too thrilled about throwing Felix on the mound, guy's allowed 10-plus hits in 2 of his last 3 starts.
And he's in full way.
However, he is 2-1 in those 3 starts. Wade Miley on the other side, Boston's actually lost the last 6 games when he starts the game. Seattle, they can throw a lot of great right-handed bats out there. You know, we've already talked about Nelson Cruz. Who's some of these other tremendous right-hand bats that the Mariners are rolling out there, gentlemen?
Well, obviously, there's no one in the lineup but Nelson Cruz.
What? Oh,
for me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be down on the M's, but I think you can pitch. Who do you guys got? All right,
I gotta protect the Mariners here.
I got Nelson.
I gotta protect them.
Popped off on this.
Me and Nick, all over the M's today. All right, who you got, Nick?
Yeah.
You got Goots?
Yeah, we got me and Al's boy Franklin Gutierrez.
You guys always have Goots in there.
That's me sticking up for my Spanish brethren over there. Franklin Goots.
This guy's an animal.
Tell me why you got Goots. Tell me why you got Goots.
This guy's an animal.
Listen,
lefty-righty matchup. He's hitting 333 his last 7 games, 327 against left-handed pitching. Come on, this guy has to be in your lineup.
Yeah, Wax, get with the program. Remember that day?
He doesn't fit
hitting fifth today.
He doesn't fit
He's
into my lineup. I like
today.
him in Fenway, but he doesn't fit into my lineup.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He actually doesn't fit into my lineup either, but I'm just saying. Hey, listen, I got a guy.
The mariachi music goes with the Spanish Brethren. Yay! It's on point.
Now, listen, you already know that I got a guy at second base who's in the minor leagues right now, so, I mean.
I like that play. You know what? I'm actually going to go back and reevaluate what I got going on based off of that. I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset you're just telling me now. It feels like you were holding me back a little bit, you know?
Oh, well, I didn't come up with it until this morning. I was
right.
I kind of had the balls to do it last night, but I really had the balls this morning to pull the trigger. So, definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. Hey, listen, I'm going to have 3 star-studded bats in my lineup because of this. So, let me be. Let me be, baby.
No, for sure. I don't tell you how to set. I'm not a broker. I just give you advice. You know what I'm saying? You play how you want to play.
Indeed. All right, so I'm just looking at the bottom of the Mariners lineup today. I know I definitely have Austin Jackson, Mark Trumbo, and Jesus Montero all in my lineup today. They're just guys that are affordable since I'm going with those Jays bats. On the Red Sox side, I mean,
makes sense.
Yeah, Big Poppy's really the only guy I got for the Red Sox. Anybody for the Red Sox?
I got Big Poppy as well. I mean, his numbers are off the charts against Felix Hernandez, which is surprising. He's got great range. I mean, he's got 38 at bats against Felix Hernandez, and he's 15 for 38. That's a 395 average, 2 home runs, and that OPS is 1095. Especially in Fenway, yeah. Don't worry about Pesky's pole. It's going to clear Pesky's pole.
Hey-o. Nick, anybody for the Sox?
I got just Big Poppy, but I got some breaking news here from the Yankees-Blue Jays game.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
A-Rod and Brian McCann are out today.
Holy
McCann
moly.
is out. Cross that off your list.
McCann
Mr.
and A-Rod.
Breaking news right here. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, yeah, so...
Nick got it from somewhere.
Greg Bird?
No, Girardi called Nick and he told him. No, Girardi called Nick, he told him. He got the inside scoop in that Yankees clubhouse, so he knows what's going on.
Hey, Girardi's a former Marlin.
That's true.
Girardi's a former Marlin.
Oh, my God, I'm looking at this Yankees lineup right now, and... I'm definitely going with Estrada. I mean, we were already going there. Well, the Yankees only have one right-handed bat going against Estrada today. I'm not too worried at all about that. Carlos Beltran actually.
Nick, where'd you hear that? What source did you hear that from?
Girardi himself. He texted me.
That's right. Look at that. You see, you don't believe him, do you? Since you're a goddamn Yankee-hating, Oriole-breathing son of a beach.
I'm not a Yankee. I just think it's important that we cite our sources.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I have the lineups over here, and that is confirmed. There is no A-Rod or McCann. I don't know what is going. They must have had a big night out in Toronto last night. That I don't know. All right, let's move it to the night slate of games. I got some pretty decent information here against Wags boys, the Baltimore Orioles here. Going into tonight, we have
Reddick, man. I don't want to hear it.
We have the Oakland A's are at the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles minus 146 favorites. The pitching matchup tonight: 2 right-handers. Chris Bassett going against Miguel Gonzalez. Now, Chris Bassett, very little-known guy. He's actually had 3 pretty quality outings. I know his last start, 6 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, 10 Ks against Houston. Houston does K a lot, and guess who else does too?
Yeah.
Say it for me.
I don't want to
say Uncle.
No, never. We will never admit defeat. Never. Yes, but we are aggressive. We are aggressive, and that's why we hit a lot of home runs. Well, the Baltimore. I'm not with the Baltimore Orioles.
You are. I'm with the Phillies.
Spiritual. I mean, it's all over the place. It's all over. I mean, we got circa 58, 66, 81. The 81's the big gun because we won it in 83 against your Phils.
What?
Uncle now, Al. Hey,
I wasn't even born yet. I couldn't even root.
Well, I was two. I was still seeing sports. How about you? But yeah, man, I can't give it up. I mean, you got to. We're aggressive, baby. We're aggressive. We swing the bat well. I mean, Chris Davis is on a tear. He's in his last 15. He's got. Listen to these stats. In his last 15, he's 341, slugging 864 with OPS of 1306. 7 home runs in that span with 15 RBIs. The only thing that scares me is that he's got 16 strikeouts, to complement those, or not to complement, to take away from those home runs. And it's a shame because, he's an aggressive hitter. You throw him a high fastball, and it looks like he could be swinging for strike 3. But you gotta like him. He's got to be in your lineup for the later games. So.
I agree. He was. We were watching the games last night. You mentioned it, how great he was swinging the bat, and I mean, of course, we're talking about it. That at bat, he goes yard after like a 12-pitch at bat. I'm really liking the way.
Man, he's working the count. I mean, it seemed like all the O's hitters were working the count very well. They battled back. I mean, it's not jumping off. Somebody was down down 0-2, and then worked the count right back, and you got it to full, and then for a walk, and you can't beat that. I mean, that's great FP.
So Chris Davis, I mean, he's got 1 for 2 against Bassett, blah blah. But Mr. Scope is actually 2 for 3 against Bassett with a double. So not too much of a history with Bassett against the Orioles, but
Scope for Maine. You like Scope for the main card tonight at second base?
I could definitely go for that. I got to pull his pricing up, but yeah, I mean, listen, we've been going with Scope here at the big 3 quite often, so I don't
see that. He's a value play. He's a great pick. I mentioned prices just real quick. That price on Davis tonight is going to cost you $4,900. So you're ready to pay for it. But I mean, you heard what he's done in the last 15 games. You mentioned that 1 for 2. He's batting .500. That's not me with range. I like to have at least 15 ABs to really consider the stats. Maybe or 10. But you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for your. You're going to pay for Davis.
You're going to pay. I already know who I'm rolling with at pitcher in the night.
You'll pay what you owe. You won't pay.
We'll get there. The only guy I think worth mentioning on Oakland, actually a couple guys that we can go with.
Reddick has great numbers. Reddick,
I know Coco Crisp has a pretty good history against Miguel Gonzalez. Obviously we're not going to see these lineups till much later, so we just want to hit you up with a couple value plays there. Nick, anybody from the A's you got?
No one I love in this slate today. No one stands out to me, honestly.
Okay.
But I like Jonathan Scope. You guys mentioned him. He's been on a tear.
Yep.
310 average his last 3 games. Another guy I'm looking at in the A's, Stephen Volk maybe, or Josh Reddick.
Absolutely.
Don't love any of these guys, but Miguel Gonzalez has been pretty bad lately.
Indeed.
So,
well, I mean, I love Vogt today. Lefty righty matchup in Camden Yards. I think he's going to tattoo the warehouse. He looked great last night. He killed us last night. We're very fortunate we got out. The Orioles are very fortunate that they got out with the win.
Indeed.
Battle of endurance there, showed absolute resilience, going the extra innings. But Vogt is just on a tear, and guess what? He's minimum wage. So I don't know why he's not in your lineup. I would definitely. He's in mine. So TW followers, get him in yours.
Hey, quick stat on Miguel Gonzalez, real quick. Last 3 starts, he's only made it as far as 5 1/3.
Yeah, Buck's been taking the ball from him.
So, yeah, you'll probably be seeing a lot of the Baltimore bullpen tonight. So just keep that in mind.
Well, I don't know because we went extra innings, so Buck's probably going to try and ride him out as much as he can. But look for another. I don't even think that place a mid reliever. I think Buck's going to try and ride this horse, all night long.
What?
Oh, I had to drop the Lionel Richie there, man.
Fair enough. All right, let's bring it to the Battle of the Windy City, where we got the Cubs at the White Sox. Jake Arrieta against Jose Quintana. Looking at the lines here while I get my Excel sheet up. White Sox, minus 130 favorite. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Cubs, 116 favorite in this one. I don't know how the hell I wrote that wrong. Cubs, they strike out a lot. We know this. Quintana hasn't been that great in his last couple starts. He did have a nice little string of starts. Could get it back today, perhaps. But he is going against a very tough matchup in Jake Arrieta. Arrieta faced the White Sox earlier this season, had a complete game, 2 hits, 1 earned, and 9 Ks in that one. I did say I know where I was going with my pitching matchup tonight. I kind of lied. I have 2 heavy options with tonight, and we'll get into it in the next game.
Options are good.
But give me a reason why Arrieta isn't the best pitcher to have on your slate tonight.
Not that I can see. I mean, Nick, tell us what you like. I think Arrieta is, especially for the price, he's your go-to. White Sox, they're spot on, they're spot off. They're wishy-washy. You never know what you're going to get with the inconsistency in that lineup. And it looks like Quintana's going to have to pitch one hell of a gem just to beat Arrieta, so that's 4+ points. Nick, got anything to embellish on that?
No, I agree. I like Arrieta a lot. The Cubs have an 8-game winning streak, riding with the hot team. I like that idea. I like where your guy's head is. He's had, in his last 3 starts, a 0.87 ERA. So he has been on a tear, and the Cubs are on fire, so I like that pickup. I can't argue with you there.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to go any other way. Quintana's going to be facing some of these, left-handed bats of the Cubs. I mean, I guess if you want to go with Chris Bryant today, do whatever you want with that. But I ain't interested. Dexter Fowler, I mean, it's a small sample, but he's 3 of 6 off Quintana. Fowler's actually been one of the hottest hitters in the league of late. Like, he's in that top 10 echelon over the last 7 days.
Too. Got some wheels.
Indeed, and a lefty going against the White Sox. So, we got to check out the price here on Fowler, because I really like that play a lot. Mr. Fowler, where are you? Where are you?
Let me pull up my lineup.
Yeah, 3,300 for Fowler tonight. So, interesting play there. He's growing up in price a little. FanDuel knows what he's doing. So, there we are with that.
I mean, can we ask FanDuel what they're doing with Caleb Joseph? I mean, I know it's another Oriole, and we're talking, but we got to talk about it. I mean, he bats 9th in the order, and he's at 31 or 33. He's got to get down below 3,000. Come on, FanDuel, you're killing us here. Give us some logic. Give us some logic, and we'll respect the price.
They kill me with a lot of their prices on a daily basis.
Vogt is 22. Now I know Vogt has had a slide here of late. He hasn't been good. None of his hitting's been good of late. But they're in Camden. You got to give him something.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do, right? So honestly, I don't see too many bats from this Chicago from this Battle of Chicago tonight. I'm probably not gonna have one bat in this game. Yeah.
No? None?
Nah, no bats. Fowler's a little too expensive for me.
Just because you hate Chris Bryant, or? Yeah,
I hate his guy. I told you, he's the Rodney Stuckey of MLB DFS.
All right.
Whenever I play him, forget about it. He's on the exempt list. He named names. All right, next game we got here. My Philadelphia Phillies going up against the Milwaukee Brewers. Jimmy Nelson's been pretty hot of late. I could use him as a pitcher tonight, maybe possibly on DraftKings. But Jerome Williams, a guy that everybody loves to pick on, he hasn't absolutely been that bad lately. Who we like here in this one, gentlemen?
I don't like Jerome Williams pitching.
No, I mean, I'm not going to pick him as a pitcher. I'm just saying. you're trying to stack against him tonight, you might be a little disappointed. I don't know.
I like Ryan Howard.
Okay.
I think Ryan Howard's got a great matchup tonight.
Why?
Sorry.
You just like him?
Well, he's got the lefty-righty matchup, and I just had a nice little letter come under my door from my son. So I don't know what he's trying to do here, but it's distracting the crap out of me.
Okay. Very nice.
I'm gonna have to apologize and take a 2-minute break from this here.
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize for the people watching, but I'm a dad first.
Yeah, that's that married life. Anywho,
Hey, it's all right.
Nick, what bats we got in this game? I mean, first of all, let's get back to Jimmy Nelson for a second here. I've been impressed. I mean, I had him in his last start Sunday against St. Louis. He was doing pretty well for a while, and then he gives up the 3-run homer to Chris Carpenter. But I mean, the Phillies been struggling of late. I mean, this guy could be your pitcher tonight as well, right?
I like that GPP play right there, Jimmy Nelson.
Okay.
He's been on fire lately.
Yep.
1.74 ERA his last 3 starts. Besides that 3-run home run, he's been perfect.
Absolutely. You bring up that the FanDuel game log right now. You're looking at his last couple of starts: 11, 14.66, 15, 16, 15.33, 13. I mean, for $8,000, go ahead. I mean, he's nearly doubling his dollar value right there. So, I mean, I can't argue with that one either. I mean, oh God, I wasn't even looking
You're
at him.
convincing me.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
convincing me now.
I might have to be doing multiple lineups in that one. Obviously with Jerome Williams, yes, he is somebody that you probably should pick on more often than not. He did get the win against San Diego his last time out. Went 7 innings, 5 hits. Did end up getting the W there. Didn't have a terrible start against the Dodgers before that, but obviously he goes against Toronto and Chicago, and the ones before that didn't go so well. Baltimore, Cincinnati roughed him up. I mean, the whole league roughed him up, but he looks like, just in me watching these games with the Phils, he is spotting his pitches. Like, I don't, now listen, don't jump on my back for this, but I need to say it. He's been spotting his pitches like Greg Maddux. I'm sorry. Yes, I just said that. Jerome Williams is spotting his pitches like Greg Maddux.
I'm sorry. No. No, man, you can't put Greg Maddux up there with Jerome Williams.
No, I'm not. I did not say.
No
I said
comparison.
He's spotting his pitches like
Maddux.
Greg Maddux. You used Greg Maddux and Jerome Williams in the same sentence.
I did.
That's an insult.
Jerome Williams.
But that's how good he's been of late. That's how good he's been at spotting his pitches of late. I'm just saying, if you want to do the traditional stack up against Jerome Williams, it might not go the way you think it's going to go.
All right, well, yeah, especially not tonight. I mean, Jerome Williams is not going to get the ball past Ryan Braun or Adam Lynn for that matter. I think Adam Lynn's a great play tonight against Jerome Williams, man. And especially up there in Miller Park. I think it's a great place to hit. You hear Kevin Millar talk about it all the time on Intentional Talk. I think the Brew Crew have a good chance to pop, have a good chance to go off, especially Jonathan Lucroy. Look for him in your lineup. He's a low value price tonight as well. He's got some steam, man. Well, once Braun gets going, that lineup tends to get going, and Braun's been going without hitting the ball out of the park, and that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary for the Phillies. So that's scary for Jerome Williams.
I also kind of like Gene Segura. I mean, if he's leading off tonight at 2,300, I think that's a pretty good play right there.
I like that pick.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, Scooter Jeanette's always a good value play, especially when they're up in the front of the order. But those two tend to take turns, swapping from backside to front side.
Indeed. Scooter, 2 for 3 career against Jerome. Lucroy, 2 for 3 career also. Hey, Adam Lind, 1 for 9 career against Jerome Williams.
But he still got the park, man. That's what Adam Lind, it doesn't matter about his numbers. He defies RotoWire almost every day when he's listed as a cold hitter. He just goes off.
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, listen, take Jerome Williams as you will, leave him if you may, but I'm just saying proceed with caution because he's been spotting his pitches like Greg Maddux, not as Greg. Like, Greg Maddux, Greg Maddux hasn't morphed into the fifth starter for the Philadelphia Phillies.
At times, Jimenez looks fabulous, and then he reminds me why he's Jimenez.
Also, Chase Utley at second base, not a bad play at all. 2,400. He's been batting leadoff lately too.
Any updated news with trade talks?
Yeah, a lot of teams are very interested.
On the move or what?
It looks like, and it's funny because he's been saying, since I guess last year, basically, I don't want to get traded. I want to finish my career in Philly.
Well, he gets the pick though, right? Where he goes.
I believe so. Like he cleared waivers, and now now here come the waiver trades. But a lot of teams that are interested. But yeah, I mean Chase has to have a no trade clause. He's been with that organization his entire career, so I don't think they're going to dog him or anything like that. They're definitely going to put him in.
What's the teams on the docket right now? Dodgers, I'm sure.
I believe Dodgers. Now he went to school at UCLA, so he's a SoCal guy. So somewhere in that area, I would assume.
I don't understand. What are they just looking to move Kendrick for price or for because
no. I don't think they're looking to move him at all. I think Chase Utley's just going to be better. Might be more of like a postseason bench bat,
Right. Yeah.
No Kendrick's out now.
Donnie Baseball loves that.
Giants are interested too. I know Panic's been hurt for a little while, so you could see him go there. I mean, hell, the Yankees could even use him as a DH. That would be interesting with the short right field porch. I mean,
he'd look great in a Yankee uniform too, wouldn't he?
No, God no.
Well, I hate saying that, but I mean, as a baseball fan, can you see Chase Utley in a Yankee uniform hitting in that short porch or hitting to that short porch? That's crazy.
It would make.
I don't want to see it. I can see it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a nightmare.
No, and it would make me sick because let's say he were on the Yankees and they go to the World Series. I'm rooting for Chase. I ain't rooting for the Yankees. Forget that. Bye, Felicia. All right, next game.
Wait, I got something here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, man. Absolutely, by all means.
I actually got a big call right here. This is my home run call of the day.
Uh-oh. Go for it.
Where's the drum roll? You need it.
You got it, right?
Oh, there you go. Oh, what's going on here? There you go. My home run call of the day, bomb threat out in Milwaukee today. Ryan Braun is going yard.
All right. I can get with that.
I can get with that because I see it too, Nicky. Nicky, you got the Wagner vision. Or you got your vision and my vision, bud. You know what I'm saying?
Fine.
Ryan Braun is going yard. Get him in your lineups.
I got a good Brew Crew lineup. I got a couple of lineups tonight.
All right. Yeah, I think tonight's a multiple lineup.
There's a lot of good matchups.
You know what? Tonight's a Ganondorf kind of night.
Oh.
Oh, in the face.
Oh. Bye, Felicia.
Bye. All right, let's move it. Our next game, LA Angels are in Kansas City. Kansas City is a -175 favorite. Matt Shoemaker coming up against Johnny Cueto in this one. Now, remember earlier when I said I have my pitching matchup all set? This is the guy that I'm going with tonight, Cueto. The Angels, they've scored 2 or less runs in 5 of their last 7 games. Their offense is abysmal right now. I know that whole time in Chicago, I believe they faced lefties. They faced lefties the whole time, and they couldn't hit them. Don't really care what handed it is. This is Johnny Cueto. This guy is capable of putting up a big number any night. Matt Shoemaker, we'll get to him in a little bit, but I really like Cueto tonight as the top ace of the night.
Is he going to do that shimmy?
God, I hope so, especially if I have him all over the place.
I can see Cueto obviously jumps off at you when you're going to pick your pitcher. But the fact that Albert Pujols is just such a great fastball hitter and he's such a veteran season hitter always scares me. So I'm faded off of Cueto. I don't know. Trout, you got Mike Trout. You got one of the best hitters in the game. You got the reigning MVP. You know what I mean? You got to take this guy. He's got to be in your lineup, especially with the. I don't think that Cueto and his little shimmy is going to be able to get the ball to home plate in time for Mike Trout, to throw Mike Trout out at second. So he can sit there and shimmy and dance all he wants. Mike Trout's going to scorch him on a base pass.
Okay, well, listen, what's going on in 5 of those last 7 games? They ain't doing crap. I love the ballpark for pitchers in KC.
Yeah, it's a big ballpark.
Cole Calhoun, by the way, is what's going on with him, man? Somebody stole his dog lately.
What's that?
Somebody stole his dog recently, man. The guy, I don't know what's going on with this fella. He can't hit sand if he fell off of a camel right now.
Well, I mean, but the thing that scares me, obviously, it's the what if scenario that I'm playing here. It's the what if Mike Trout returns to form. What if Albert Pujols returns to form? You could play the what if game, all the time, but I just said it scares me. That's why it's not in my play. Your numbers are spot on. They match. You got to like what you see on the paper. It's just always the scare factor is what I'm going off of here. I just can't take it.
Hey, we were watching, or I was watching a little bit of that KC game. That is a fun place to watch baseball, it seems like, right now. That team is rolling. The fans are really into it in KC. Just the whole atmosphere at that ballpark is pretty awesome right now.
It'd be one hell of a game to go see, man. Any game in Kansas City, especially a postseason game.
Oh, man.
Just how electrifying that atmosphere was last year, seeing it. I mean, it's a great baseball town. It's a town that really appreciates winning because they haven't been there, frankly, that much in the past. And it's good to see George Brett, taking his empire up and everything. It's just good baseball. It's fun to watch. Even if you're not a fan of the Royals, you gotta like what you see.
Indeed. Now, Nick, before we get to you real quick, I just wanted to say that the Kansas City bat history against Matt Shoemaker is phenomenal. Like, as a team, everybody that he's faced on the Royals right now combined, they're batting .444 against him. OPS 1.122.
Yeah.
I mean, they're slugging .685 against. Like, I love a lot of bats in this. Nick, I don't know if you have the same feeling on this, but do you have any KC bats?
Yes. If I can afford them, I'm doing a KC stack.
Yep.
One guy that stands out to me, Eric Hosmer. This guy, what can you say? He's been on fire.
Yeah.
And he is 3 for 6 off Shoemaker. Not a lot of history there, but he's been on fire. 382 average his last 30. This guy, he hit a bomb yesterday. You guys see that?
Oh my God, that was a moonshot.
Yeah, he's the
That was a bomb.
What about Kendry Morales, Nick? You like anything about Kendry Morales today? Or Kendrys Morales?
I didn't write anything down here, but he's always a great play.
Yeah, that's one of the guys that I got on my list here. He's a good play. Especially, I mean, over the past 10 games, he's just been lights out. He delivers when he's up the bat. It doesn't matter which pitcher's out there, if it's the right hand or if it's the left hand. He's going to put it through the gap, and he's phenomenal. He's a good play to have in your lineup if you need a first baseman around 3,000.
Yeah, you know who my must start, of course, is going to be shortstop. FanDuel hasn't moved on him at all. Alcides Escobar, 2,300 at shortstop. Check out the stat. 3 for 4 against Shoemaker in his career. He's got a double there. I mean, we can go down the line with the KC hitters against Shoemaker in their career. Lorenzo Cain, 4-6. Escobar, like I said, 3 of 4. Hosmer, 3
One of the most dynamic players in the game. Wouldn't you think so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Cain's been on absolute fire.
Definitely.
One of the, I would say, MLB Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Salvi Perez, 4-6 against him. Ben Zobrist, 6-9 against him.
Low price tag too.
With 2 doubles. I mean, yeah.
I love Zobrist.
You know what I think would be great today? If you could maybe get like Jimmy Nelson and a KC stack. I think that would be tremendous for your bankroll this evening.
Yeah, I like Ryan
I
Howard
agree.
and Nelson, man.
Well, okay. I mean, hell, if Howard
Well, I mean,
goes
but
yard
like you said, that's really the only. If you can and you can pretty much walk Howard. You know, if you
right.
really wanted to play, you can walk Howard all damn day.
What
Uh,
what was
he-
Howard's
he
price
just-
at again?
What's that?
Ryan Howard's at 3,400 tonight.
Yeah, that's a high price tag, but he was one of the first people to really jump off of the list at me. I like him in that park. He's got a sweet swing. I think it's back to form. It depends if Nelson pitches to him, you can see Ryan Howard go off.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. You know, I just think.
Well, I was hoping I'd get like some really good Al Walshism love, bringing a Philly up on the show. But I mean, you know, it is what it is.
No, listen. Look, I love Ryan Howard, and one of the things that I've always said about him is that if the shift were outlawed, he'd probably be a 300 hitter. He just ropes balls right into that, you know, that deep second base over there. You know, obviously the strikeouts are always in play with him. You know, he does remind me a lot of Chris Davis. He's just, I know he's not facing a lefty, you know, starting tonight, but he is pretty brutal against lefties. So I guess that would be his one downfall. But yeah, I mean, I can't argue with you. Only one homer in the last 10 games for Howard, but yeah, absolutely one of the sweetest swings in baseball. Moving on.
All right, moving on.
All right, baby. Next game we got on the docket, we have. We got Cleveland at Minnesota. Minnesota -106 favorite tonight. A high total on this one at 9. You got Josh Tomlin against Tyler Duffy. Now these are two very relatively little-known pitchers in the game. Tomlin actually, he's had pretty decent numbers in the past, but he's actually making his first appearance in 2015 tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Tyler Duffy making his second career MLB start. Now he got rocked in his debut, but we'll give him a pass because it was at Toronto. He did go 2 innings, 5 hits, 6 earned. So, you know, listen, not many pitchers do well.
Give him a couple more starts, give him a couple more innings, and we'll see that number come down.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to hold it against the kid because he had a bad start in Toronto, but we also don't have enough info on him. This could be a good place to stack some bats all
That's
over
the same
the
with Tomlin too, you know.
Yep. All right, so from this game, we definitely have a lot of options with bats. So both these guys are right-handers. Keep that in mind. So who we got here tonight?
Go ahead, Nick. You want to take it first? Well, I mean, all right. Well, I guess I could go first real quick. I like Dozier. Dozier's a great play here. I mean, he's been quiet of late, but it looks like that bat's getting ready to come back and pop one out. He's always a threat in Minnesota, especially with the winds moving up around 13 to 20 hour or 20 mph tonight. I think the last time I saw it was at 13. But yeah, like I said, you don't really have a good range on Tomlin. Sano has just been a machine, just wrecking people lately, and Torrey Hunter has got impressive numbers.
Yeah.
So, well, from what I saw on this guy, sorry, I lost my.
No, that's right.
thing.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm having some trouble here with the internet, Al. I'm lagging up.
Yeah, Nicky's frozen. He's actually off the broadcast. So, but no, that's. I mean, look, in this game, you're going to have tons of bats. Definitely from the Cleveland side, Michael Brantley's been on fire.
Hey, Al, I might lose you here in two. I'm getting a bad 6. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we do, we'll just cut it short here. But yeah, I mean, Francisco Lindor, also another bat that we got that we could take a look at. I absolutely love Sano from Minnesota in this one. Definitely crushing the right-handed bats. I've got to believe that's the guy we got to have in the lineup tonight. Let's take a look at his price tag here. He will run you 3,500. So that price tag is finally coming up on him there on FanDuel. You still with us, Wags?
Yeah, it's clearing up a little bit.
All right, here we go. Nick is back in the mix too. Look
yeah,
at that.
we're good.
Look at that technology recovery, baby.
Yeah, it must have been a spike or something. I don't know. I know it was some leg.
All good.
Where are you at here, Al? I lost where you were at. Sorry, apologize.
I do like Sano. I mean, I know that price tag is probably a little more than what we're used to, but I mean, listen, we had such a good run with Sano at 2,800. You knew the price was going to come up at some point. Here is the day. I still like him. He just, for whatever reason, he hits right-handed pitching way better than left-handed pitching. So.
You know who else has been hot all year long has been Torrey Hunter.
Yep.
And he's got really solid numbers against Tomlin in his career. He almost owns, well, not much. He's got 11 ABs against him, but he's 4 of 11. Hitting 364, slugging 727 with an OPS of 1189. He's got 1 home run off of him, 2 extra base hits. But the number that I like the most, he's only got 2 strikeouts. So Torrey Hunter's a really good play. He's normally around the 27 to 32 100 range on FanDuel. But a guy that looks like a young Torrey Hunter is Hicks. What do you think about Hicks?
I do like. Hey, quick update. I remember I did say Michael Brantley. Looks like he's not even going to play all weekend. I didn't realize that. I just thought he got the night off the other day, but he did have a shoulder injury there.
Right?
Yeah, got a cortisone shot, but they do say that he's likely to miss the weekend series. So definitely keep that in mind. I love Hicks. Had him the other night when he went off there for 12.75. Had that great stack the one night where it was Dozier, Sano, and Hicks, and they all just absolutely slayed the Texas Rangers. But yeah, Hicks is a great name to have tonight. The thing that I love about this is an over/under of 9 in this game, and there's not one player, not one position player that costs you more than $4,000. So this could really be a place where you could separate yourself and also get some value at the same time.
But isn't that how the Twins are all the time? It seems it just seems like one guy in their lineup pops multi-homer nights or huge 3-hit nights. They just always seem like they just have a stud that delivers. I mean, somebody is always taking the turn carrying that lineup, and it's turned out well.
Yeah, hey, well, guess what? Better make sure you got that guy in your lineup. Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Nick, anybody for this? We gotta keep moving. We got about an hour left.
I like a couple guys here. I love the twin stack. I'm actually looking at Joe Mauer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys talked about him. I had the.
Not yet. Take it away, man. You got it. All you.
He's been on a tear. 318 his last 7 games. I like the lefty-righty matchup, and he's at a very nice price. I don't have his price with me right now.
I'll get you on that.
I want to say 2,400.
It's.
Give me a second. I got you.
Achievable, that's for sure. Yeah, I like Mauer. I like his numbers against Tomlin as well. He's got 13 at bats. He's 6 of 13. Hitting 462, slugging 462 as well. That's an OPS of 923. Doesn't have any home runs off of him, but Mauer's not been hitting home runs lately. Mauer's been almost in Tony Gwynn mode, picking spots. Well, no one's like Tony Gwynn.
He's black now?
No, I'm just saying how he hits, where he chooses to place the ball. He's a really solid hitter. He's just turned into a great contact hitter. Put the ball anywhere, baby. All state. Yeah, I like Mauer. He's a good play here. He's a good value play.
Yeah, he is at 2,400. So yeah, I absolutely, and he's probably gonna be batting third too. So I can take that. Also got hits in 7 straight games. So something to look at.
I like him. I also like Francisco Lindor.
Yes.
You guys know I talk about him a lot, but he's my second favorite shortstop in DFS.
Ooh.
He's hitting 500 his last 7 games. This guy, he's one of my favorite shortstops. Like I said, he's an animal.
Oh my God! Look at that game log. That is sexy. He's
on a tear.
Yeah, only gonna run you 3,100. I mean, you know my favorite shortstop in DFS. So I get to save $800. But I mean, yeah, those are great numbers from Lindor there. Anybody else you got, Nick?
You talked about Sano. That's my other guy.
Okay.
Love Sano. 316 average his last 7. You mentioned that he kills righties and is awful against lefties. It's very weird, but
It's different.
very different.
Unorthodox. Or non-traditional, rather.
All right. All right. That it from that game?
Yep, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Next game on the docket. This is one of my favorites. This might be tonight. Maybe on DraftKings you can get him in there as a second starter. But Arizona, they are a -135 favorite headed into Atlanta. Patrick Corbin, that's who I'm talking about. He's going against Mike Polonowinitz, whatever the hell you pronounce that. Listen, Patrick Corbin has been a highly touted prospect for a long time, and he hasn't, definitely lived up to his potential. I do want to say that this is a great spot for him because Atlanta has not been, not been hitting well at all. They're kind of going down in the dumps. I think they realize that their season's officially over now, but
We still got fighting, man. Braves still fight. They still fight.
they suck. Whatever. I know they're an afterthought right now. But yeah,
I understand your animosity.
I don't think Patrick Corbin's the way to go on FanDuel. Actually, you know what? He is not the way to go on FanDuel. But if you're a DraftKings player, I think that Patrick Corbin would make for a very, very viable second pitching option tonight.
I agree with you there.
I like Marquez and Piers. You know that.
Even on the lefty-lefty matchup?
It does. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't. We've seen all year long. It does not matter with Pazierski or Marquez. They can just. They're solid hitters. Marquez is Mr. Consistency. He's been hitting. He'll get you either third or fourth in the lineup. So he's always going to get you your ABs. He's always going to be able to get on base. He doesn't swing at bad pitches. He's not an aggressive hitter. He's an assertive hitter. So he's always going to be on the base, and that's what you want.
Is somebody getting a FedEx package?
I don't know. Did a doorbell just go off?
Was that the sound?
Yes, God. Is it my time?
Yes, God. Come in. Now, I mean, there are some bats here that I like too. I know AJ Pollock's been hitting very well.
I like him a lot.
It's a good option. David Peralta actually has the second highest OBP over the last week in Major League Baseball at 609. I really like him. He's tied for the most hits in the league too. Well,
now, is it Peralta? Is it because Peralta was like your savior of the lineup the one night, or?
Oh God, yeah. Well, he had more points combined than the rest of my whole team.
Right.
God, that was awful. Hey, your boy Lindor is tied with Peralta for most hits over the last 7 days.
Why do you always say my boy? I like the guy.
No, I'm talking. That's Nick's boy.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I'm sorry, me and my narcissistic self over here.
Yeah. But yeah, actually, you got a couple names here from Arizona that have been raking. I know that's because they got to tee off on the Phillies all week, but nonetheless, this is still the NL East. But yeah, I mean, I like Peralta and Pollock a lot in tonight's game. Polonowinitz, whatever. I'm not impressed by this guy every time he steps on the mound. So those are great numbers. If you can find room for Goldschmidt too, I mean,
That's the problem. If you can find room for Goldschmidt. Yeah. It's every night. Goldschmidt would be in my lineup every night if I could find room for Goldschmidt. I mean, and if this guy, I'd go on all the time, and you guys are probably tired of me saying it. If this guy was not in Arizona, he'd be potentially a triple crown. He has the ability to be the Triple Crown winner each year if he was not in Arizona. It's just a ballpark. It's a huge ballpark.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. Anybody else with this game?
No, I don't have Goldschmidt in my lineup tonight.
Nick, got anybody?
Oh, I feel like you steal my notes or something because the two guys I had written down here were AJ Pollock and David Peralta.
So sorry.
I gotta check for cameras in here now. I don't know.
I got a shower cam in there on you.
Yeah, I gotta check my computer after the show. Man, always stealing my guys.
My apologies. My apologies. All right. Well, with that, we'll move it along. Detroit is at Houston. Houston, a minus 145 favorite. Justin Verlander against Colin McHugh. Don't quote me here, but I think tonight's one of the nights where Verlander can have a pretty decent start.
There you go again.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, go ahead with it, and I'll chime in.
Well, no,
I really gotta check my computer here, man.
You never know what you're gonna get with Houston, especially as of now. They're just hot. And, I mean, when they want to show up, they'll beat you by 11 runs. But I don't know if Verlander's gotten back to the old Justin. I don't know if the arm's the same. Can he ever get back? Is my question. But the guy that jumps off to me tonight is Carlos Correa.
As always. Hey, Correa.
Yes, apologies, Correa. Excuse me. Thank you very much. I don't
This guy's he's like your best friend in Major League Baseball, and you can never pronounce his name right.
It's that Brunswick accent, I guess. But yeah, he's a dynamic player. He is by far the best player at shortstop right now in the MLB is Correa, and he's going to be in your lineup if you can afford him. It doesn't matter who's the pitcher; he's going to get on base, and when he gets on base, he's a threat to steal. He's a solid base runner, and he doesn't make mistakes.
Now, he reminds me a lot of my created player in the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm shortstop on the Phillies, and, of course I dominate. It's been here, but, he's like a video game player with everything that he can do.
He's a superstar. It's really, MLB baseball has really done a good deed here, giving us some young cream of the crop players to watch for a good amount of period to come.
Indeed. All right. Hey, Nick. Before I steal your thunder.
Before you steal my thunder, Justin Verlander is a nice option for DraftKings as a second pitcher.
Yep.
I feel like he might be back. I'm speaking too soon, but in his last 3 starts, he has a 2.57 ERA. And he has a nice career against the Astros. They're hitting 151 off him in 73 at-bats. I'm scared to go with him on FanDuel. The Astros do scare me a little bit, but on DraftKings, I think he's a nice second option. And McHugh, I might be going against him. I like Ian Kinsler. This guy's been on a tear. 405 on base percentage his last 30 games. And I'm looking at JD Martinez as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's been on a tear his last 30 games. Anything you want to add, Al?
This is a great ballpark that I love to target. That short porch out there, left field. But I don't know. I'm more apt to go along the route of the Royals. Maybe a couple other people here and there. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to have too many people from this game. I mean, of course, you want to go Correa, but when Alcides Escobar is 2,300, I mean, come on now. Let's not be foolish.
I know. I mean, Correa is Escobar can do what Correa does on the base pass,
right.
on the base path, but not at the plate.
No, God, no, not even close.
I mean, you're paying for that. You're paying for that 6-point home run. That's exactly what you're paying for.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We only got a couple more minutes here, so Pittsburgh at the Mets. Mets 109 favorites tonight. Charlie Morton against the lefty Jonathan Neese. I guess if I'm gonna talk about a bat here real quick, I gotta Yoenis Cespedes.
McCutchen.
Oh yes, McCutchen, one of the hot. But
I thought that was your guy.
Is this consensus?
I don't know. Against Nice. Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Gotta be, man.
Put him in.
Pull up those stats.
I will, but real quick from the Mets. That's who I wanted to talk about first. Yoenis Cespedes has just been on fire of late. Like, it was funny too, because looking at his game log, he didn't have good numbers against who started last night for the Pirates? I forgot.
Morton.
I wasn't watching. I was
Charlie Morton.
golfed in Baltimore.
No. Last night. Last night.
Oh, he's pitching tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. No idea.
I'll pull it up. Hold tight.
Thank you. I just got a shake from my little cousin. Get a load of that.
Is that the intern?
Yeah, hopefully, right? I don't feel like doing my laundry anymore. Let's take a sip of this here real quick. Oh, that's good. Those are fresh strawberries. They really get up in the taste buds right there. That's good stuff. Way to go, Brianna. Way to go. All right. Yeah, Yoenis Cespedes. That's a guy that I'm really thinking about tonight. I pulled up Curtis Granderson first. That's not.
All right, Happ started last night for the Pirates.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Happ actually dominated him in his career, but Cespedes really went off against him last night. 3 of 5, had a homer. He's actually homered in 2 of his last 3 games. I really like him a lot tonight. I'm quite apt to have him in my lineup. With the way he's swinging the bat.
I got to go with Andrew McCutchen here. He is just. I'm sorry for stealing everybody's thunder, but I mean this is a consensus in the play here. I think for the DFS Big Three. He's got 15 at bats, which is right there in my minimum range that I like to have, and then to couple that with 7 hits, well, that's a 467 average. He's slugging 867 against him with an OPS of 1422, 1 home run off of him, 4 extra base hits. He's got 4 walks, and listen to this stat. This is my favorite stat of all. He's got 3 walks. He's got 0 Ks. So he does not strike out against this guy. He sees him well, and look for McCutchen to just continue to rip it up for the Bucks.
Hey, you know what they say, man? You don't put the ball in play, you don't get no points.
That's right.
Well, except if you walk, then you get 1 point, and then you could steal and get 2 points.
You can still get 3, and then get 3 more.
And then you could come home and score a run. So, okay, whatever. You know what I meant there.
Yeah, I know where you were going on that. I'm your hype. I'm your boy, man.
I'm your boy, Blue. Any other bats that we got in this one?
Ramirez.
Okay.
Aramis Ramirez. He's got 21 of ABs there. He's 6 for 21. The average is okay at 286. But he's slugging 619 with an OPS of just under 1 at 967 or at .967. He's worth a shout, especially probably a good value price. Anybody got a price on him for FanDuel?
On Ramirez?
I think 2,800. I'm not sure.
I got you. Yeah, I got that game lined up. Hey, Wags, I like that shirt you're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some pretty spiffy stuff right there.
This is actually a partner or one of the lines, brand new line at REI.
Okay.
So there's some REI material out there. I'm the green line.
I'm gonna need one of those. I'm gonna need one of those. So tell that company to get in touch with me, along with Nike and Verizon. I need to speak with all these people.
Absolutely.
Aramis Ramirez is going to run you 2,700 today, so it's a great bargain pop right there.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a value play, especially with those numbers. You got to have him in there.
Even Cervelli back in New York.
I like Cervelli. I got a Bat and Bucks lineup tonight for FanDuel.
All right, fair enough. Hey, you know what though? John Neese hasn't been terrible. I actually had him last.
We had him. We all had him, right?
Yes, that's right. Consensus pitcher. His last 3 starts, he's over 10 points on FanDuel. So, it's just something to look at. But I don't know, man. Mets against Charlie Morton. I think some pop could be there. Curtis Granderson could definitely go yard. Duda, a little banged up. He was out of the lineup last night. So, the Mets saying that they're downplaying this injury. We'll see what happens there. But, Duda's another guy swinging the bat. All right. Yeah, I like a lot of options that we have there. That was a good talk about that game.
You guys always leave out my boy, though.
Kang?
Yeah, that's my favorite shortstop.
You like
Jungle
him a lot?
Kang.
Enter the Kang. That would be perfect time for a gong right there.
Oh, where's the sound effects
There you go.
There you go.
Next time we'll get it in there. So,
This
are you
guy-
definitely playing Kang?
If I can afford him, he's definitely in my lineup. This guy is my favorite shortstop. Doesn't get any love. Since the All-Star break, he has a 344 average with an OPS over 1. This guy's an animal.
That's some outrageous numbers there. I think he doesn't get love just because he's
He's Asian?
overshadowed by and everybody else on that squad. I mean, these guys are just ripping it up here lately, man. Look out in the AL East look out in the Central because the Pirates are just on a tear.
They are, man. They're playing some crazy. They're another fun team to watch, just like Kansas City. A lot of these Midwestern teams really picking it up, man. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's good
All right.
baseball, and a lot of people sneeze at the fact that the pitchers have to pitch in the National League. I've heard Scherzer say, "Who wants to watch me hit? I want to watch."
What? The pitchers have to pitch? How dare they? What are they thinking?
Right, how the pitchers have to hit. Yeah, you know what I meant. I mean, I want to watch you hit, Scherzer. I want to watch a complete player. I think that's what separates the National League from the American League, and I think when the National League and the American League meet in the World Series, that gives the National League that much more of an advantage. Is the fact that they have pitchers that are prone to hitting, and you see it all the time. Look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers pitchers can hit. You know what I mean? That's an awesome benefit to have. That's a huge advantage to have going into the World Series. So people need to keep that in mind.
All right.
Sorry, that's my little rant. I go off on them.
Speaking of the Midwest, we go to Nellystown, the Lou. Knicks boys, Miami Marlins are there tonight. I don't have a line, or do I? Oh, boy. St. Louis is a minus 205 favorite in this one. Over-under at 7 in this one. Brad Hand, the lefty, going against John Lackey. I have a bat in mind, but I'd like to hear what you guys have to say first.
I'll take it away here. Brad Hand versus John Lackey, like you said. Lackey's unbelievable at home. 1.89 ERA at home with a 7-3 record. Cardinals are the best team in baseball. They're playing one of the worst teams in baseball.
Yeah, they are.
Makes me sad, but it's true.
Hey, dude, it's all right, man. Sometimes that's what makes you a better man, Nick. You know what I mean? You have already learned so much. You know what I mean? You can take that and swallow. You've been able to move forward from the perception of failure, because failure is what teaches us, Nick.
And you haven't given up on them yet.
That's another thing. Exactly. You're a diehard fan.
I mean, I'm sure you will at some point, but, you haven't done it yet.
Let me tell you, as a Marlins fan...
The struggle is real.
Yes. As a Marlins fan, you go through so much.
Hey, man, can I say something? I'm still an Oriole fan, and we have endured, okay? We have endured in that AL East. And you guys will, too. I mean, just in your all short history, you guys already got a World Series, man.
Two.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. What are you crying about? We got 3.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, before they went to their new logo and the art, I would buy some Marlins gear. I like the teal and all the hats and all that stuff.
My dad was a huge Fish fan, and it's August 15th, the first day of high school football for hitting. Don't be putting the pads on, by the way, and it's my dad's birthday. So shout out to Kenny Wagner. Sorry to cut you guys off. A little bit of entertainment. Happy birthday, old man. August 15th. Speaking of game changers, Al, I know there was a game changer guy that you wanted to give a shout out to.
I did. The game changers out there. I gotta pull up the exact Twitter address, but the guy knows who he is. I told him to watch the show today, so I believe it was what.
Let's get an actual Twitter handle out there. Let's give him a huge shout out. Let's get his Twitter handle up. And
DFS Game Changers.
That's right.
DFS Game Changers, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you can go to Twitter and check this guy out. He's got some rockin' lineups. He produces some serious lineups. He's hitting 50s to 60s every night. Well, not every night, but I mean he's a legitimate contender in the DFS arena.
Indeed, and also they got a great deal if you sign up with him too. Now, I'm not going to give out the price because I don't know if he wants me to do that. But also, if you sign up with him, you're going to get some passcodes to MLB TV, NBA TV, whatnot. So, not NBA TV, but the NBA package and all that. So,
right on.
It is a great deal. I heard the price today. It is a great deal. So definitely check him out at it's at DFS Game Changers.
I believe so.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to deal with this shake over here. Like, it's coming out of the straw at, like, 4 different places, so I'm kind of, like, I don't want to get that on my computer right now. I'm sorry. Sorry. I know, man. I'm a mess over here. Anywho, all right. Yeah, anyway. By the way, Connor Gillespie, 4th in MLB right now in hits over the last couple of games. His last 5 games.
That's good.
11 of 21, so I can imagine that's a cheap price. Let me check him out here. He will run you 2,600 tonight, so, if you were looking for a little bit of a cheap pop, there he is. The bat I was thinking of, Yadi Molina, if he's in the lineup tonight, got that lefty-righty matchup, and I believe he is also at 2,600. This shake is really messing me up right now, man. I gotta get
acid reflux there.
Yeah, I gotta get this thing away from me right now. It's screwing me up.
Drink some water, Al. Drink some water.
I need my assistant. No, Yadi Molina is 2,500 tonight too, and he's been batting like 5th or 6th in the lineup lately. So that's definitely a name you can check out if you want to go Yadi against the lefty hand, or you want to go Cervelli against the lefty Nice. I think both of those are pretty great options for that price.
Yeah, Hayward. Jason Hayward's been hitting the ball well of late too. I think he's a good steal, especially at the price he's going to cost you. Last time I saw, I think it was 31. I'll get a price check on that. But he's a good play, especially in the outfield tonight.
Hayward at 3,500.
35.
Yep.
Well, that's a little pricey, but he's still got. He's been hitting the. Look at his game log. His game log's been pretty much a show of late. He's one of the main reasons why the Cardinals are in one of the best teams in baseball. They are the best team in baseball. He's living up to his potential when he was at the Braves. I can't wait to see, the Cardinals in postseason form with a very solid and healthy Matt Holliday. They're going to be scary.
Hey, last night I was watching. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I was watching the Cards-Marlins game last night because we had Garcia, and they were talking about Ichiro, and this is a guy that's still got a little bit of pop in his bat too. I believe he just hit the 4,100 hit professional. In his professional career, he just hit that plateau. So
and he came over late too. He came over to MLB when he was almost in his 30s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, I mean, listen, you check out his game log. 3 of the 4 last games, he's got over 4 points on FanDuel. So, 2,600 as well, going against a righty and Lackey. I know Lackey likes to keep the ball down. Ichiro can hit the ball down low down there.
He's got that running swing.
Indeed. So, another great option there for the Fishies tonight. All right. Gotta keep it moving. We got 4 games left for 4 games left for 20 minutes. Chris Archer and the Tampa Rays are a minus 135 favorite tonight going into Texas. Colby Lewis is on the mound for the Rangers.
Colby Lewis in the snooze.
The line is at 8.5 on this one. Are we going with Archer on the mound tonight, or is it more of an offensive game, you think?
I think Archer's a good play. He's going to cost you a lot of money. I think there's better pitchers out there, obviously, for the price. Mm-hmm. He's only, he's 10-8 right now in the season with an ERA at 2.62, and he's got to face Prince Fielder, which is having a tremendous season. And they're in Texas, so That's a hitter's ballpark. I stay away from Chris Archer tonight.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
Same here. I'm away from Archer tonight. That Texas has been on fire. He could pick up the win, but I think he's going to give up a lot of runs, so I'm not touching him.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not even in love with any Tampa Bay Ray hitters tonight either, even with Colby Lewis on the mound. Longo's been looking pretty good of late.
I was just going to say, how could you forget your boy?
Coming back to form, but there's better value out there at third base tonight.
Okay. Another shortstop I really like is Drupal Cabrera. I know he's kind of cooled off after having that really hot week last week, but against Colby Lewis, I think this is a great start. He actually went. What am I talking about? He cooled off. He's had multi-hit games in what is this? Oh my God, dude! He's had multi-hit games in 9 of his last 10 games. Check out his game log. The only reason I said he cooled off because I had him the one day against the Mets and he went 0 for 4. But yeah, this guy's putting up some pretty solid numbers. How about this? As Drupal Cabrera dong tonight.
Calling it?
Yeah, I'm calling it. In the wind tunnel tonight.
Because of Colby Lewis and the snooze?
Indeed. We're calling it as Drupal dong night.
Ding dong. There it is. God is calling me again.
As Drupal dong night. All right. Yeah, Texas. I mean, I guess, Fielder got the righty-lefty matchup. Archer throws it hard. Fielder can hit it even harder. So, Fielder runs you 3,700 there. Get Mitch Moreland to be able to stop it as well. Nobody else for you guys here?
No,
No, I got no one.
It's not a high value game for me. It's either Fielder if you're going to throw against Archer. Or it's either Fielder if you're going to put Archer on there. But, no, I tend to stay away from this game.
Right on. All right, so that way we can make more time for the highest offensive total of the evening. The San Diego Padres minus 115 favorites against Colorado tonight. Line of 10, of course it is Coors Field, so you definitely want to get some of these bats in your game. I have one guy that I really am going to put in every single line. Yeah, that I'm going to make. I want to hear what you guys have to say first, though.
Well, anytime that they are up there in Coors Field, it's got to be a really good play, and it's a 10.5 over/under.
Yep.
What's that tell you?
Ding dong.
The beard. Am I taking your thunder?
No, you're not.
No. All right. Well, Blackman's a great play tonight. Even against Cashner. Cashner, his ERA is up there at 4. It's over. I think it's just over 4. 4.09. So just a shy over 4. The wind is not really a value up in Colorado tonight, but still with that air, the altitude, I see Charlie Blackmon doing some damage. If he's not hitting the ball out, he's going to be a threat on the base pass. All
right. Yeah, hopefully I don't steal Nick's thunder again here, but I absolutely love Cargo tonight. He's seen Cashner.
I didn't say it. I did not say it on purpose. I knew Nick was going to go with Cargo.
That's all right. I got one other guy.
Cool. 16 at bat. I mean, he's only got 4 hits. He has struck out 4 times against Cashner. But I just like the way Cargo's been swinging the bat, and that's someone I'm definitely having in my lineup tonight. So again, Cashner throw hard, Cargo hit harder. So
I thought that it would really affect the bats of the Rockies a lot more with Tulo leaving. I didn't think that pulling Reyes over was going to make that much of an impact, but you figure with the explosive bat of Tulowitzki that it would just make the other bats in the Rockies lineup that much more effective, and taking that bat out would just deflate it a little bit. But it hasn't. I mean, and they're consistent. The Rockies, still hit well when they're at home and still hit, poorly when they're away. So
absolutely.
They're at home tonight, so look for them, especially with with the over/under of 10.5. Look for Cargo to go off, Blackman to go off, and Arenado to go off.
Nick, was that your guy?
That was my guy, but it's all good.
I feel like we're just like taking your lunch like in the schoolyard all the time.
I gotta check my computer. I'm telling you guys, but Arenado has homered in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
He has a 308 average against Cashner. That Rocky stack looks good against Cashner. He hasn't been what we expected of him this season. Huge disappointment. I had him on my yearly fantasy team, and he's been a huge disappointment. But
he's a bum. He's 4-12.
4-12, 5.9 ERA his last 3 starts.
Ow!
I like a Rocky stack.
Yeah, Rocky stack's a nice stack tonight.
As it always is when
Just
they're
gonna be pricey.
Indeed. All right, how about some Padres bats? Kemp went the hell off last night. He can do it again. Upton's been swinging, one of the hottest sticks in the league. You know what it is? I mean, you can basically target any of these guys. It's just how much money can you create for them.
Right.
I mean, hell,
Exactly.
even freaking Derek Norris went yard last night.
Yeah, but Derek Norris came on strong in the beginning of the year. He really swinging the stick well.
Yeah, and then someone stole his dog, and then he forgot how to hit, and now him.
I mean, this is baseball. It's a battle of attrition. People go off. You know what I mean?
Calhoun should look for his dog where Norris found his.
I don't know. Maybe the guy just needs a pep talk.
Probably in Colorado.
What's that?
The dog is probably in Colorado.
Well, then he needs to go to Colorado and find it.
Yeah. For everybody every major league player who loses their dog, they go to Colorado and they find it.
Why? You can return.
That's a fact.
It again?
It's science.
Well,
All right.
That's just a
moving
proven fact
on.
right there.
All right. Any other San Diego bats before we move it along to the last two?
No.
All right.
All of them.
Yeah, every single bat in the lineup. Take them. All right. For our last two, we got Cincinnati at the Dodgers. Dodgers are a pretty heavy favorite tonight at minus 179. Has that changed at all? No, now they're at 203. That's a 7.5 total on the game. Two lefties going against each other in this one. David Olmberg against Brett Anderson. I just want to say, I think Brett Anderson's a pretty decent play here as a second pitcher on DraftKings. But if you really want to get crazy and get one of these or get a couple of these Padres Rockies bats in, I think Brett Anderson would not be the worst way to go. Thoughts?
Well, I like the Todd Father tonight at his price at 32. It looks like the past 3 nights he's kind of woken up, or he had an off night last night. I think he had an 0 for. Yeah, he went 0 for 4 last night. But it looks like the bat's starting to wake back up in the red legs. When the Todd Father gets going, they all sort of get going. Votto's starting to get going again. You start to get that feel for a Cincinnati push in that Central. I like Todd Friday. He's 3,200. He's 200 less than old pretty boy Chris Bryant.
He ain't pretty.
Well, that's just what the cameras say. Todd Father's got the lefty righty or the righty on lefty matchup when it comes to Anderson. It's an 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing out in LA, but LA at night, you hear Harold Reynolds talk about it all the time. The ball doesn't travel well in LA at night for some reason. I'm not a scientist. Do a check on that.
Lot of hookers at night in LA too.
On bicycles. That's what I hear. Exactly.
Hooker bikes.
You got the wind blowing out 8 miles an hour. It's nice little gust. It could go off. It could be a nice little ride.
Yeah. One of the reasons I like Anderson in this is the high total for the Dodgers. It's just based on a Vegas type thing. I'm not gonna, lie to you and say, oh, Anderson's pitches lately have been looking great.
Right.
He's spotting the ball like Greg Maddux. Blah blah blah. Well, no, this is more of a Vegas type.
You see, you're straight up numbers on this pick?
Yeah, I'm just really looking at the line here, and then look, the line started last night at I believe it was 179. Now it's all the way up over 200. So I don't know. I just think that this is a pretty nice play if you want to get some nice bat stacks, if you will.
Well, I mean, yeah, I like Anderson. I think he can dance around Frazier if he wants. He's got a predominantly lefty matchup or a lefty lineup that he's facing. But I see the Todd father at 32 having a nice return to form. That bat's woken up since the All-Star game.
Yeah, I can't argue with Frazier there in the lefty-righty matchup. So, Nick, anyone from here?
I gotta say something. I'm disappointed in Todd Frazier. Every time I pick him, he has an 0 for 4 night. Same thing last night. This guy just makes me sick to my stomach. I don't know if it's bad luck or if he does it on purpose, but...
So basically what Chris Bryant is to me, Todd Frazier is to you.
Exactly, but worse.
Oh, well, at least
I'm 0 for 10 again.
We're staying there in third base. We're still at the infield then.
Oh, yeah. We got third base issues.
Yeah. Todd Frazier just... I have nothing to say about him. But one guy I do like is Howie Kendrick.
Okay.
He's got that lefty-righty matchup. He's been on fire lately. That's one guy I'm looking at. And Scott Van Slyke is another guy I like. He has a .439 on-base percentage against lefties this season. I think he's at 2,600 on FanDuel. But he's a nice option, cheap option, if you're going with the pricey pitcher.
Indeed. All right. Anybody else for this last one? We got one more game left.
Oh yeah, one more.
All right. Nightcap, little West Coast action. Washington Nats at the San Francisco Giants. Giants are a minus 105 favorite. The lowest run total of the night sits here at 6.5. Gio Gonzalez, the lefty, against Jake Peavy. Just looking at that low total, I thought that Gio Gonzalez would be a pretty nice play. I still do think that that's a pretty nice play to go with at pitcher. But, just with everything that we've been looking at, I'm probably going to go with either Cueto or possibly Nelson. But I can't argue against Gio Gonzalez. Any bats that we like here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. I wish he was in an Orioles uniform, but unleash the hair because Bryce Harper's going to go off again tonight. We caught it yesterday, and he was swinging the stick well without the home runs, and now the home runs are back in form. 2 for 3 off of Peavy. That's a 30. That's 666 or 667 average, and he's slugging 667 as well with an OPS of 1,500. The wind's blowing out to the outfield 10 mile an hour out there in San Francisco. It's going to happen again tonight. I'm calling it. Bryce Harper goes yard.
All right, I like it. I'm in on it.
He's going to cost you 4,500, but
that's a bargain. That's a bargain for Harper. That is a bargain for Bryce Harper. Nick.
No, I mean 4,500 for Bryce. Home run.
All right. Nick, any bats here?
What was the over/under again on that? You said 7?
6.5.
6.5. No bats really stand out to me.
Okay.
Jake Peavy looks like he's back in form. He has a 1.59 ERA his last 3 starts. Gio Gonzalez has been on fire. But I'm not going Gio Gonzalez because the Giants scare me. Did you guys see what they did to Max Scherzer yesterday?
I sure did.
They made Max Scherzer look human. They made Max look human.
Yeah.
That's what won us some money yesterday, was Scherzer getting teed off on.
Yeah.
So that's great. There is one bat that I like. I like Matt Duffy, third baseman from the Giants, 3,100. Went yard last night. He bats third in that lineup, righty-lefty matchup. I'm with it. But yeah, I don't think I'm going with Gio tonight. Just again based off of what we've seen. I guess we'll just hit up a little recap for the afternoon games. Just remember that Brian McCann and Mark Teixeira are out of the lineup, so got them in, get them out.
Brian McCann and A-Rod.
A-Rod, I'm sorry. Yes, if you got boy, I really could have ruined someone's day right there. Let me rephrase that. A-Rod and Brian McCann are out of the lineup. If you have them in, get them out. Everybody else stands true to form. Make sure you have Nelson Cruz in there. As I said, I'm playing a second baseman that's in the minor leagues today, just so I could afford Tulo, Donaldson, and Cruz. So, right, and I believe consensus we're going with Estrada as the pitcher.
No.
Okay, all right.
Not consensus. Not consensus. Right. If you want to find out what pitcher I'm going for, you got to come see me at my website, www.thewagnerwire.com.
Sounds good. All right, I'm going back to TV shopping. I just went to go take a look at a couple yesterday, but today the actual purchase is coming in. So.
Hey, well, give us the window here. What are we looking at?
I'm looking at Vizios.
I'm excited for you. I need a new team. I'm excited for you. Let's go.
I'm looking at a couple. It's between the LG and probably a Vizio. Looking at anywhere from a 46 to a 50. So going big time here. And then I'm also getting the new cell phone today. So I got a lot of shopping I got to do today.
You know what? I wasn't big on Vizios until I saw them I saw one over at my buddy's house. You see the price and you're like, man, something that low can't be that good. You know what I mean? I went over there. Now I don't know if he had all the setups that Best Buy has in their sound or their TV thing, but I mean this Vizio looked amazing, and I was just like, there's no way that this is $700 and what odd dollars.
Yeah. Well, I'm going. Listen, we got Walmart right down the block here. None of the TVs that I looked at are over 500. So. Oh,
that's a deal, man.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. We will be back tomorrow. We also have our fancy. We'll be back 11 a.m. tomorrow for MLB show.
What time?
11 a.m. That's Eastern time. And then afterwards, we have our fantasy football draft. Do you want to get in on that? Hit me up on Twitter. Hit Wags up on Twitter at the Wagner Wire.
We had it restricted for DFS writers as well, but at first, but it was we only had about 7 people sign up. So we opened the league up to the public, and if you guys are a fan of the show, and if you guys really want to get in and play us and get a part of, talk some trash at us, man, get in with the crew, let us know your ways and see how you pick, and you want to see, you want your followers maybe to see how you pick and gain some new followers, come join our league, man. We're going to be hosting live. We'll be drafting live. So that way, we'll get some channels out there that you can put your brand out on, so to speak. So come join us. Go down there at Daily Fantasy Addicts 1. You can reach Nick. You can reach Al at his sign, which is .14, or which is at 14 .Walsh, and myself, which is the Wagner Wire.
14A. Walsh.
14A. Walsh.
You're killing me. You even were in that town before, like 14A. 14A.
14A.
Unbelievable.
14A.
All right.
I'll get it. 14A. How about that? Is that good?
All right, Nick.
Howard Stern in Private Parts.
Yeah.
WNBC. WNBC.
Nick, you got anything to close out with?
I got nothing. You guys stole the thunder, but you guys can follow me at Fantasy Addicts 1, and I hope you guys are ready for the fantasy draft tomorrow. You guys are going to be surprised with some picks I got.
I can't wait.
Hopefully in a good one.
I can't wait. Yeah, hopefully we get 12. So it's right now, you guys out there, it's a race to 12. If you guys can get in, that'd be great. But we are not going to expand it past 12. As soon as we get 12, we're going to shut the league down or close the league off, and that's it. So it's already set up for 12. We're not going to expand it anymore. Anybody that hits me up with the DM saying, hey, man, please open it, sorry, you snooze, you lose, pal.
Fair enough. All right, everyone, have a great Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Enjoy your Saturday. Peace. Thanks for watching the show.